All right, everybody. Thanks for hopping on today and this month for the Speakeasy. And we have our new star, Kim Cameron, out of St. Louis. And I'll let her give maybe a more specific market area that she works in, but I think most of you know who she is. And Kim, I'm going to let you take it away.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me today. I sometimes feel like an imposter in this group because it's just filled with incredible realtors that every single one of them over the years I've learned from. So I'm so excited to be a star and join all of you. So let me share just a few things with you today. Amy had asked me last month to share and elaborate on some things I offered in a mastermind. And this is a lot of how I run my business and things that I share with my own team. So I'll give you a little bit of my background and then we're just going to kick things off and have fun. If you have questions along the way, for those of
Chat.
you that are live, go ahead and put them in the chat room. And our fabulous hosts they have the autonomy to say, hey, Kim, we have a quick question. And I'm happy to pause, address it, or we'll do a little Q&A at the end. While this is the December Speakeasy for December 2024, this content is evergreen. You can implement it at any point in your business, but it's a little bit appropriate for right now. So let me share a little bit about myself. I'm Kim. I hail from St. Louis, Missouri, in the center of the country. We are known for our arch, and we absolutely live, breathe, and love baseball. We do have a little hockey, but I'm more of a baseball girl. I am a dog mom, so if you get to know me, you will know that I am obsessed with my golden retrievers, shamelessly so. This is Missy, who we added at Christmas Eve last year, and Mally, her brother. I love this photo because he's was completely exhausted by her at this point. And then my annual photo. Every couple months we do a photo, and this we took last week, so you can see where she is full grown. She's still pretty small. And my dog is very large. He can rest his head on the kitchen counter. This is the dining room table. So as we get into the holiday season, I thought I'd share one of my favorite photos of him. I think that could be called longing. Show me longing without showing me words. And then this is my team that's out there doing some stuff so that I can be with you guys today. We serve the St. Louis metro area, which all the counties combined, St. Louis City, St. Louis County, and the couple surrounding counties, is about 3 million people. So from a realtor standpoint, our board is about 9,300 members, and the adjacent boards make up about 12 or 13,000 realtors in the metro area. So similar to some smaller communities like the Indianapolises of the world, Kansas Cities, et cetera. So that is where I am. I'm coming to you from my studio in St. Louis today. So I like to start out every time I share with a group. I always like to start out with this quote, and it comes from Ron Phipps, who's a former NAR president in 2011. And he always starts with this: be sure that your family gets the best of you, not what's left of you. And so often
Amen.
in this business, our clients get the crumbs. Our family gets the crumbs, I should say, and we get home and people that know me will say to my husband, gosh, how do you deal with her? She never shuts up. And I don't speak a lot at home. I mean, I kind of talk to the dogs, but I'm pretty quiet. I'm kind of tapped out. And often I'm getting contracts late at night and we're negotiating at the worst time. So take this quote and tweak it for your clients. Let them know your availability. My availability is 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday. Weekends are for negotiating contracts and family. No one has ever said, oh, you don't have kids, you have dogs. Nobody's ever called me out on it. But the reality is, after 8 p.m., I'm tired. You know who else is tired? The cooperating agent bringing you an offer or that you're trying to negotiate with, and your clients and their clients. No one else in this business is working late nights and weekends except for realtors. So why are we still doing that? So put some boundaries in place and your clients will respect them. Every once in a while, a client will send me a text at like 8:15 and say, gosh, I know it's after 8. Can we have a quick call? And I'm like, sure. As long as they're polite, I'll break the rules. And within about 5 minutes of having a conversation with me, they'll go, oh, yeah, you're right. I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, yeah, your tank is empty. You have nothing left. Like they can hear in my voice how I'm tired. I talk slower. The caffeine has worn off and I'm exhausted. So I'm going to give it all I've got, but come 8 p.m., I'm finished. And if you can set some of those boundaries, you'll stop negotiating at night. You'll have more quality time for your family. There is no work-life balance in real estate. But if you can set some boundaries, you might find that balance. So with that being said, we're wrapping up the year. So I'm going to ask you this question and kind of think in your mind or share in the chat room. How is your year wrapping up? We've had a few doozies thrown at us this year with settlements and more stuff coming up and a lot of interruptions, which seem to never end in our business. Real estate is never boring, that's for sure. But how is your year wrapping up? Is it where you want to be? Did you achieve your goals? Did you come short? Did you fall short, or did you crush them and just blow out the ceiling? Think about where you're at. And if you honestly have no idea, that's okay. This is the time to start crunching numbers and see how did you perform and where are there opportunities for next year, because that's what we're going to focus on. For about the next 10 minutes, we're going to talk a little bit about the non-sexy, boring stuff of knowing your numbers. Then we're going to get into all the fun stuff for the rest of our time together. So when I say know your numbers, I'm really looking at knowing what your annual business expenses are. Now, I'm preaching to the choir. You are an amazing group that's in this speakeasy, so you already know this. But if this single sheet, and by the way, the entire slide deck that I'm presenting will be available to you to go back and review. But year over year, things change with our business expenses, where we're paying to generate leads or not, where we are spending money on maybe upgrading our computer software. Maybe we don't need to, or that car payment has gone away because it's been paid off. Maybe our MLS dues have changed. You've switched brokerages, so your desk fee might have changed. I'm in a Supra, not GE. I'm in a GE Supra market where we use the Supra lockbox. That fee has gone up. Where are you spending your money and how has that changed? And knowing what those numbers are. My E&O insurance is going up. My flyers and brochure expenses is going down because we bought a new printer. So go through some of those numbers and really start looking at where can you trim the fat? Where should you be moving money when you trim that fat to another place that's going to be a higher dollar producing, revenue generating experience for you, your business, your family. For those of you on here that are brokers or run a team, same thing. This is universal. Knowing your annual business expenses is huge. And I run into too many successful realtors that go, I don't really know, but I pay my bills and I pay my taxes and there's money left over. That's great. Imagine if they did know. So this is the time of year to review through those goals. Look at where you want your income to be in 2025. And what does that look like for your family if you achieve or exceed those goals? And how many clients do you need to spend time with to make that happen? To make sure that you are connecting with enough prospects. Because if you want to sell a single property or write a single contract, it's a 40-to-1 return. So you need to meet 40 people, 40 new people for one of those to turn into a piece of business. Well, that's 8. If you want 20 transactions that are new, that are outside of your sphere, that's 800 contacts a year or 2 per day. Can you prospect on 2 people a day? Probably. But those are the numbers I want you to think about. Now, we have people from all over the country in this group. We have agents that are in markets that are high volume, that are the average sales price is significantly higher than what I'm used to in the Midwest. So the idea of selling more than or helping more than 20 clients in a year is very foreign. When we're in the smaller markets where the average price point's lower, we're going to be helping a lot more clients. So it's all relative. Curtail it to your business. With that being said, here's what I want you to think about. And Ron Street just put this into the chat room. So Ron, you're ahead of me, but good job. I want you to review your credit card statements. What are those auto payments every single month that maybe you're not getting the value out of? You don't realize that they're there and that you're wasting money. $50 here, $100 there. We all are guilty of it at one point or another in our lives. So review your credit card statements at a higher level. Review your bank statements quarterly. Now, some of you may go, oh my gosh, I review them every month. Well, I don't. I'm not that good, but kudos to you that are. But start reviewing them more often. Make sure that we're not wasting money in areas that we don't need to be. And review the agreements you have in place. Who are the vendors that help your business run? What helps the machine that is you produce at a high level in real estate. Should you continue working with them? Are there renegotiation of those agreements that make sense? If it's producing a lot, should you spend more money there? And are there vendors that maybe you need to drop? Is there something that you're paying for that you can get all of that information and more from a free product like an RPR, some of those reports, things like that. So I want you to take the time to review those and identify where there is money that you can save, because I promise you, you will find $300 to $400 a month that you don't need to be spending, which doesn't sound like a lot, but $3,600 to $4,800 in a year that can be going into your emergency fund, your retirement account, or have a vacation with your family can go a long way. So you need to ask these questions of yourself. First, is your business going to suffer if you terminate that vendor agreement? If you drop them, what does it look like? We all went through this at a high level in 2020 when we weren't able to see clients in person. I dropped $2,400 a month of expenses and I've never picked it back up. My business has grown and has not suffered. So is your business going to suffer? If it is, then keep the partnership. Are you using products to the fullest potential? I look at a lot of the products kind of like our brain. We use 10% of our brain. How many products are out there that you're using in your marketing, in your CRM, in your business development, in your efficiency of your business, that maybe you're only using a fraction of what it has available? Or there's duplication from one product to another, and by consolidating, you could be saving money, but also maximizing your potential. So are you using things to the fullest potential to make that expense worthwhile for your business? And is the ROI there? You know, are you getting your return? For me, I'll never get rid of Canva. It's not expensive. It makes my business run. I'll never get rid of Zoom. I spend too much time on it. A great CRM, I'm never going to get rid of it. But what are those ancillary products, software, and vendors that help your machine run at a higher level for automation and personal touch? And then I'm going to tell you to rinse and repeat quarterly. Just mark on your calendar once a quarter to review these things. For me, it's the first Monday of each quarter. It's also the first Monday of each month that we review prior month sales. So I call these the repeatables. The repeatables in your business that if you just stay on top of them, just once a quarter, spend 45 minutes reviewing a few things and see if there's something there that you go, oh my gosh, this bill just popped up for the year. I didn't even know I bought this at the NAR conference 4 years ago. Sound familiar? So, and then here's something I'm going to give to you guys. So while I love a great CRM and QuickBooks, the reality is sometimes it's nice to have a very simple, easy place that we can look at how is our progress going for the year? Where am I investing my money? How are my where are my prospects? How are my listing prospects? What's my budget, my activity tools? And so I have given this to Amy and Tammy over at Star Power for both an individual agent, and if you are a team leader, for your team members to use. And it's also great for brokers to share with their agents so that you can just look at how's my personal budget and my business budget. Have that in one single place. I love a spreadsheet because it's not rocket science to be able to review it, and it's really easy to plug in. And then looking at your prospects, who do you have for buyers and lists and sellers? What do you have coming up for closings? How's that? How are the results? I mean, even in the best of markets, you're going to have one or two clients that fizzle. You know, that seller that says, you know what, I changed my mind, I don't want to sell. It's going to happen. That activity tracker, making sure that you're doing the daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, repeatable activities of prospecting that makes your business run. When we follow these systems within our business, we don't have the ups and downs anymore in real estate because you aren't focused on one area. You make sure that you have those things marked out on your calendar for time blocking, which we will get into today. A little bit of time because I blocked out a little time for it. See that? Blocked out time for time blocking. Okay, I'm not funny. But this is a great little tracker. My team uses it just to be able to see what's going on for them. So hopefully you'll enjoy that. I want you to get into a focus of what are your growth opportunities? Where can you grow your business? Is there a new business coming into town that is hiring? Are you specializing in divorce? Maybe build relationships with divorce attorneys. Do you deal with physicians? Maybe doctors at a major hospital in your community is an opportunity for growth. We have Buddy West, who's a new star that teaches a probate class. My team and I took it a couple months ago in Kansas City. Is probate an area that you can grow your business? Where are those growth opportunities for you? Could it be new construction? I want you to ask that question of yourself and your business to determine how can I grow? Because the reality is we can grow our database, but over time, people pass away, they move out of the market, a family member gets a real estate license, and then all of a sudden that client you've been talking to for 6 months, their niece just got their real estate license and that business is gone. And unfortunately, they did a great job selling their home. So that business and those future referrals are gone. So we always have to be in a growth mindset, no matter where you are in your career. So let's talk about loving our people, okay? This is the fun stuff, I promise you. This is where it gets interesting. I'm going to share with you what I have been doing in my business for the last 9 years that has been a game changer. It's also what I request. I'd say demand, but I'm not really demanding, but it's what I expect of my team every single week and how we can create and identify opportunities in any market. So first of all, it starts with time blocking. If you get into your office or sit at your home office desk and you know you have a little bit to do that day, but you don't have any clients, time block. Fill in some space to prospect, to write those handwritten notes, to pick up the phone, to schedule a face-to-face with a past client. Time block. Make that time work for you. And if you've truly done everything you need to do that day and your goals are where you want them to be, take the afternoon off. We are in a business that can be absolutely exacerbating, exhausting, and all-consuming. So when we're at that time of year that it's not all-consuming, go to the gym, read a book, do something for you, fill your soul with something positive. Time blocking will set you free on so many things. But here are some habits that I would like to share with you that I think you can implement into your business. And when I say implement into your business, I truly mean implement, but also adding to your already successful business. I will never ask anyone to do an overhaul or redo or revise and tweak everything you're doing. I call this and then some. What you're already doing in your business, just level up. Where can you level up in a variety of areas and various funnels of where your opportunities are coming from and squeeze out one additional opportunity from 4 or 5 different avenues? What does your business look like if a couple of these things I'm going to share with you result in an additional closing a month or 6 additional closings a year? What does that look like for you? So that's where I want you to think. So I'm going to share with you the weekly 35, and it's truly the top 50 people. And I learned this years ago from Ed Hatch, who was one of my favorite CRS instructors, of taking your big bulbous, your massive database and showing it down to the 50 that love and trust you the most, that will always refer to you, always use you in real estate. They are your mouthpiece. And if you can love on them at a higher level, it can result in 20 to 30 opportunities coming your way every single year. Think about that as a team leader. If you can teach your team members to hunt and not just gather, and they're hunting from a very robust pond with a lot of fish that love them, that are hungry, how can you teach them to hunt and create 20 opportunities a year from that list of 50? It's possible. Face-to-face with your VIPs and referral partners. It is so easy to forget about the people that got us where we are. We need to do it weekly. Handwritten notes. Most people say they're writing handwritten notes and they don't, or they do it for a while and they stop. I'm going to ask you to write a lot of them, and most of you won't. But the reality is you're going to write more than you ever have before as a result of my request. Weekly equity evaluations. Let's stop calling them CMAs. Nobody knows what that means. We use way too many acronyms in our real estate, but why don't we call it what it is? We're evaluating the equity portfolio in their real estate. How is your real estate portfolio performing? By the way, do you have a secondary home? Is this your only piece of real estate? Do you have any rental properties or a home in a secondary market? We can help you with that too. Start acting like a financial advisor for their home, because that's what we are. It's amazing that you'll find opportunities that pop where somebody goes, oh my gosh, I had no idea I had that much equity. I have 2 kids in college and we're struggling on what to do. This is the time to sell high, buy low. This is the time to sell our home, do the downsize, pull some of that equity to put into the next home and the other to put into retirement, college fund, or elsewhere. These little activities can go a long way. And by the way, if you can schedule an equity evaluation in person, you're going to find a 30% bump than just sending them something in the mail or email. We're going to talk about pop buys. We're going to talk about client parties. Now, when I say client parties, big and small, I'm going to give you some suggestions on client parties. I'm not going to go deep, but I do have a handout that is ancillary to this speakeasy that gives you an idea of how do you prepare for it, what is the marketing, the schedule to promote it, what you do after the event, because that's where the rubber meets the road. So we'll get into that a little bit today. I love national holidays. For years, I would attend, Star Power and different conferences, and amazing presenters would share all these great things they're doing. And I would go, that's just not my personality. But I needed a way to get back in touch with people that I'd lost touch with. I needed to get past that barrier, that excuse to not pick up the phone, to not visit the client, all those excuses that we have. And national holidays became a really fun way for me to create client events, social media, excuses for a handwritten note, excuses to get through that beginning barrier of a phone call. This can become your 12-month of consistent contact with your clients. Something this simple. So let's get into this. First, weekly 35. This is what it is. It's 20 handwritten notes a week. If you have a goal of 20 and you write 10, I promise for most of you, that's 9 more than you're currently doing. It's okay to fail forward. When you're super swamped, maybe some of those handwritten notes is going to be a text or a video text, but handwritten notes, they go a long way. I want you to see and speak to 10 past clients a week. Now, I might have a few people that are watching this going, well, gosh, I reach out to 20 a week. Good for you. Most people don't reach out to 1. So I want you to be in a position that you're starting to systemize reaching out to these clients every week. I want you to see in person 3 people every week that are top VIPs and in your sphere of influence. Grab a coffee, lunch, do a dog park. Don't go crazy with huge dinner bills and all that kind of stuff. It could be a walk and talk. It could be yoga. I don't care. That client that just had a baby, they can't get out and go have lunch. But you know what? You can meet them at a park or a playground so that you can take a walk with them. So do face-to-face with your clients. If you are so incredibly swamped, and as my husband says, so self-important, and if you're so busy with your real estate, stack them up. Michael Mayer mastered this with 7 levels of communication. If you have not read Michael Mayer's book, read it. But you can stack them. Get 3 people that are similar to each other and either meet them one by one back to back or have them all meet you for a coffee. And then lastly, I want you to compliment 2 perfect strangers, random acts of kindness. So when I get into this in more detail, I'll get rid of my photo here. With the handwritten notes, people want to know that they're thought of and that we value them. And we love on them so much when we're listing their house and wooing their business and at the closing table. But so often we kind of forget about them, especially if this is the last home they're ever going to buy. People want to know they're thought of. And that is the foundation for that client to refer to you and be a forever client. So from the calls, sometimes these calls are going to be FaceTime, Duo, Zoom. Maybe you have a Zoom hangout with a bunch of your clients to make those calls at once, but just pick up the phone, do what you can. And the face-to-face, my face-to-face I do very well with is yappy hours with the dog park. I have a couple clients I'll take a walk with that live in my neighborhood. And I'm like, hey, you sent the kids off to school. Let's go take a 30-minute walk and grab a coffee. I am powered by caffeine. Coffee is very, very easy for me. And I love to do coffee with Kim, coffee with a K, a little play on the words. But the random acts of kindness, this is a tough business. Life is hard. I don't care how long you've been in real estate. Things are hard and it doesn't matter the kind of market we're in. It's always challenging. So compliment that stranger. Thank a veteran. Do something nice. It will raise your spirits. It helps so much and put some kindness out in the world. So Random acts of kindness. If you have never done the Starbucks card, the business to business account, you can brand them to yourself with your own logo. So referrals that come in, a random act of kindness for a stranger, when you have a realtor that sends you a referral, reward the act, not the results, because sometimes those referrals don't come together. I like to have $10 gift cards. You can order them as little as 15 at a time. And with the Starbucks card, b2b.com, you can set up your account and upload your logo to be branded on the cards. So that way it's 100% marketing expense. So just little things that make your life easier. I get all of my supplies, well, the majority of my supplies no longer come from an office supply store. It is all about coming from someplace that's easy, and that is Amazon. These are 200 rainbow colored die cut cards for $17. I am cheap. I am very cheap. I run an incredibly financially lean business. Free is my third favorite four-letter F word. I want things to be inexpensive because here's the reality. They're not going to remember unless it's a phenomenal embossed linen, amazing business stationery, which there are times for that. They aren't going to necessarily remember what you wrote it on, but they'll remember your message. And the back of these little die cut cards, which you can mix and match, is white on the back side. So it's really easy to write your message. So it's nice to just have something inexpensive. So no matter where you are in your career, or maybe business is down and money is tight, I'm hoping that that $17 isn't going to break the bank. When my team does their 20 handwritten notes a week, this is what we use. Each one of us has our own first name monogram on the card. They make them in a bunch of different colors. 24 of these is $15. And it's an easy way to mix and match the different cards that you're sending. I like to do the black and white, but some of my team does other colors. By the way, they make pink. So just an easy way to have things come to you. These are the birthday cards that we use. There are 6 different birthday cards, 120 of them for $25. The company is called Seymour Butts, which kind of makes me happy. And in the bottom right happy birthday card, you'll see a little sticker that says happy birthday that you can use to enclose the card on the back. I have a retired teacher. I pay her $16.50 an hour, and she handwrites all of our birthday cards for us. I like to stay at least 3 months ahead. Right now, she has them completed through March. In January, I'll hand her second quarter for 2025 to handle. If we get additional birthday cards that come, or birthdays that come into our database from closings, we're asking when is your birthday, which just happened a couple weeks ago. One was February. I hand wrote that birthday card myself and put it in the February stash. We want to stay ahead. A lot of people aren't getting mail these days, so it's nice to get a birthday card. We get holiday cards, but people forget about birthdays. So it's one of the things that we appreciate doing. The inside message is all handwritten. There is no generic, and it's just, hey, Amy, happy birthday month. We hope you have, a fantastic special day. And one day is too little to celebrate. So celebrate all month long. Cheers. And it will be from me or the team or whoever has that relationship. We have it systemized per agent. So my supplies are cheap. The little clear baggies, 6x9 baggies, 200 of them, $9. Cheap, cheap, cheap. The middle one has a die cut handle in the center. And those are great because you can hang them on doorknobs. So if you're doing any door knocking. In July, we had a house that we had sold. We had the listing and we sold it to the rehabber. The rehabber happened to be our client. They gutted the house, and it was a neighborhood with a lot of long-term owners. So Nancy on my team went and told 20. That's 5 houses to the left, 5 houses to the right, and 10 across the street. And in this cute little bag, she had a stemmed plastic wine glass and a little card that invited them to a sip and see on a Thursday evening around the pool at this home that our clients had just freshly rehabbed, and the sign just went in the front yard. So that began meeting the neighbors, and then we put them on a mailer of under contract, just sold. Then she went by again at the very end after it closed to just say thank you so much for being, you know, great neighbors. And we've so loved working in this neighborhood. And that's now a farming area for her. But that's how we set it up. So that little die cut is great. Little home tag on the right has indentations so that you can attach your business card. It can be in multiple colors, but it's 50 of them for $25. And the message on the top, need a hand with buying or selling your home. It can be any message you want. It's very customizable and it can be in multiple colors. I have these in bright lime green right now because I wanted something simple that didn't require customization. We tend to customize a lot and that gets exhausting and time consuming when we need to be doing other high dollar per hour tasks. Ribbon, threw in a little pink ribbon. I love getting my ribbon from here. Same thing, super inexpensive. If you're going to be putting it on your flyers, on your Popeyes, any of that stuff, which we'll get into. Extra gum, no matter your brand, they have it in every color. Thank you for being extra special. So stinking easy to do. Your referrals are so extra. That can be fun if you're networking with realtors from outside of your market, whether it's a state conference or a national convention or Star Power. I did find some pink, you know, candies from Lindt. You are the sweetest part of my day. So all these kinds of things are pretty easy. Shout, wipes, love taking those to conferences. Give me a shout if you need anything, we can help. All that kind of stuff. The forget-me-nots, one of my agents moved a couple years ago and she ended up going from door to door over a 3-week period to hit all 90 homes to introduce herself. And that has become a farming area that has produced 2 pieces of business since that began. The lemonade mix is super cute. I'm going to show you guys some samples in just a minute of a few different things you can do. I'm obsessed with bubble wands. I mean, I jokingly but sincerely believe they're great for kids, puppies, and drunk adults. Like, we all love bubbles. The scoops are great for an ice cream social if you want to plan something. I'm going to show you some Popeye swag. Actually, let me just switch over real quickly to a different camera. I'm going to show you some stuff that we use in our business. One is we have a Yappy Hour. So this is a dog bandana and it says, need a bigger yard, talk to my realtors. And their collar goes through here on the edge. Great way to have a dog event. If you have clients that are closing and they have dogs, give this at closing every single time. If your clients have cats and dogs and you don't have a little engraving machine, consider going to PetSmart and doing a new tag for their dogs, especially clients that don't have children. These are their children. They will appreciate it at a higher level, and it's so much less expensive than some of the other things you could be doing.
Kim,
Here is
Kim,
Yes.
Kim.
Yeah.
You're not showing the right camera. We're seeing
I'm
your
not?
side
Are you?
view.
No,
not-
You're below
There you
the
go.
camera. There you go.
Hello. Hello. All right, let's start that over. Yeah, wrong camera. Oh, sorry, Stream Deck. So this is the bandana that we use. It's a nice, subtle lime green. But we buy these in quantities of 200. This is literally the last one I have. And their collar goes this way. So if you're having a dog happy hour, yappy hour, great closing gift for them. When I am on a listing appointment or I'm meeting with a client who has a dog, we do the same thing. It says, need a bigger yard, talk to my realtor. And it just says our team picture here. And we just have some little dog bones. I think these come from Costco. And it's same thing, need a bigger yard, talk to my realtor with our information. So super, super easy. This is where we're going to use some of our ribbon. I was showing you guys the lemon that we do. Squeeze the day. Let me see if I can get you a little bit closer, but this is going to be on the slide deck. Call us for all the juicy details about your home's value. And it's just some lemon heads and a little thing of lemon, making every experience easy peasy lemon squeezy. So just kind of fun. I like to have something that whether I'm, you know, at the grocery store, which if my husband could hear me in the background, he'd be laughing because I hate grocery shopping. Running at the car wash and I reach, you know, I'm talking to somebody randomly. I love having something to give. First buyer consultation. Every time I'm meeting with the seller, I'm always bringing something new. The bubble wands I'm totally obsessed with, as I mentioned, from Magical Experience. Call us. Everybody likes the bubble wands. And then on the back, my team they can add their own business card. We do a sticker version of business cards. We call them our sticky cards. So we do that as well. And then this is the card with our monogram. It's a pretty nice, really nice thick die cut card. And it's shiny on the outside, which is nice. And then on the inside, we have our own sticky business cards. And I'm going to show you the newer version of this because we leveled up. Just created it in Canva, and then I order it through Sticker Giant. So I'll share that with you as well. So sorry about the camera hiccup there. But yeah, so these are some of the things that we're doing that just always have something about us available every single time we're meeting with a client. If you have not played around with Avery, Avery.com, you can create all kinds of stuff on their site. You can create it elsewhere and pop it in as well. So if you want to do like a double-sided tag for the top of a gift bag, stickers, etc., you can create them in Canva. You can create them in Avery, but pop them into Avery on their form of labels. Take a 5160 return address label and use it for completely different purposes in a super easy way by using their website. And again, free. I love free. So Sticker Giant is where we get, and I'm going to flip over here because I forgot about these guys. This is where we get our stickers for everything. So these fun little stickers, the kiddos love them. We can put them on wine bottles. We can put them on books. We have the Berenstein books about making a move, Kim Cameron Group. Now what we did, the third printing of this is we actually remembered to put our contact information. I'm a slow learner, but these are really great quality stickers, and you're going to find how often you can put it on anything. We buy little blank notebooks for clients, and we will put that sticker on the inside with a personal note to talk to them about what we're doing. So if I go to a conference, one of my team members and I did a conference last year. Amy actually received one of my little packets, and we just made them very bright and obnoxious and put some fun things inside and had them made. This is what our current sticker business card looks like. Something a little bit closer to this. So they also have, we make coasters. Coasters are great to have in the house in your listings when you have a client event. We have different stickers for all 4 seasons, fun in the fall. We appreciate you. All different things that you could possibly think of just to stick on a packet, a closing gift, anything that you might find along the way. That's the shiny sticker I was sharing. And I get a ton of ideas from Peggy Ureth, which is popbyideas.com. I finally had the privilege of meeting Peggy a couple years ago, and she is just truly like such a gem. She's a realtor and a CRS in Sacramento, and she's just as authentic as they come. So if you're looking for different ideas throughout the season besides just Pinterest, she has some great stuff. She also has a system that you can load your peeps into to have a more systemized way of reviewing and planning doing pop buys. I use the term pop buy very loosely. It's swag. Yes, we're going to do pop buys. We'll be doing them next month. Each one of us will be doing 20 pop buys. Well, times 8 people that we're going to get a few people off our list. But the reality is I like to have the swag available. So that I always have something more to give than just a business card that gets thrown in the trash when they fill up with gas. So do we have any questions on there besides, let's see, the chat? All right, well, we're going to move on to national holidays. Ron Street said we should wear our name badge and local shirts. Absolutely. Absolutely. So from a national holiday standpoint, what the game changer was for me is I had created a 365-day calendar, and every single day of the year I had 3 different cherry-picked national holidays that I could do for social media or an excuse to make a phone call to mention whatever it was. And then also I picked 3 additional holidays that could be marketing events or client events. And I built out this calendar, and then keeping up with that was not easy. And so over time, I really have just shared with my team the importance of always finding a way to get past the excuses that we come up with for making a call, stopping by, especially if it's a client you haven't seen for a very long time, not knowing the content to write a note because maybe you're not connected on social media, or needing an excuse to write something on social media. Because sometimes we're boring. We don't have a lot going on in our lives and we don't necessarily know what to share. We're just not feeling it. So I needed excuses to have fun with my clients because when I'm not having fun, they know it. So how do I put all of this together? So here's where it comes from. Here's the secret sauce. Nationaltoday.com. You probably know this, but for those of you that didn't, you're welcome. Nationaltoday.com. I cherry picked a handful of national holidays starting the 20th through the middle of March, and you're going to see a theme with me. It's usually a breast cancer or cancer awareness, booze, and food and dogs. It's across the board. National Go Caroling Day is coming up. Thank you note day, bagel day, pie day, all kinds of fun stuff. There's a National Golden Retriever Day coming up on February 3rd. Thinking about having a Golden Retriever meetup or a yappy hour in my yard. I think my husband will shoot me for that, but I'm thinking about it. So when you get to your business planning, and a lot of you are probably done with it, but for those of you that aren't, that's okay too. Business planning is 12 months out of the year. You're always reviewing your business plan and where can you level up and add some things. So if you can identify a few national holidays that resonate with you, that would be fun for social media content, fun for, oh my gosh, can you believe it's National Red Apple Day? By the way, that's December 1st. That's gone. But things that you can enjoy. So for example, today is National Baked Cookies Day. I wanted to create something that was a little pink for star power. Here's what's actually on my Facebook page today for the Kim Cameron Group. Show us your favorite recipes. So have a good time with it. You can create all of this in Canva or wherever you want to. We have a folder in Canva of all the national holidays broken down by month. So as we add content or revise content or R&D content, we used this one 2 years ago. So I just did a little zhuzhing and we repurposed it because it's been 2 years. And then my team, each one of us will log in and share it to our own personal page to engage our people. So have fun with it. There's so many national holidays that you can have a good time with. We need some more clients like you. National S'mores Day, that could be fun. National Cappuccino Day. Go to a coffee shop, you'll be shocked that none of them know it's National Cappuccino Day. National Donut Day. Thank you, Alexis Bolin. We don't know what we do without you. Thanks to her, that's something that we do. National Watermelon Day, Pigs in the Blanket. I mean, we'll give advice for tacos. National Wine Day. Super easy to do a Wine Down Wednesday or a Thursday without a lot of planning. Just say, hey, it's been a long week. The holidays are kicking off. Let's grab a glass of wine. Hey, by the way, it is Wednesday. So Wine Down Wednesday. You could do that today. National Margarita Day. I've been celebrating this for 7 or 8 years now. And being in the Midwest, it can be 72 degrees on February 22nd, or it could be 5 inches of snow. You never know. But it always results in 2 to 4 opportunities of business each time I get together with my people. And most of the time it's people that don't show up, but it's the act of communicating with them and staying in touch with them. And it's usually a person that calls and says, oh my gosh, you never forget me and I never show up, but I'm so glad you still reach out because, and then that's the opportunity. Because my daughter is now buying a house and I need you to help her, and we're going to sell the rental house that we had her living in because we no longer need it. 2 opportunities, real scenarios. We've all been there. So it's how do you take the fun stuff so that it's not always neon sign and blinking lights, I'm a realtor, I want your business, but having fun along the way and mixing it up. Left-handed Day we celebrate because most of my team is lefties. And Blueberry Muffin Day. When we did this a couple years ago, we had a single dad come in bringing his kids on the way to school because he had a bad dad moment and didn't have any food at home for breakfast. And we were thrilled. We were thrilled to see them. So just having a good time, inviting people in. National Cookie Day was a few days ago, last week. But if you're not using Canva, use it. If you're not using it to its fullest potential, dive in. There are so many new features there the last 6 months. And it is, the free version is good. The paid version is phenomenal. The paid version, you have all of your branding, your colors, and just a much higher level of templates and things that it has available. So spend the $120 a year. It is totally worth it. Client parties, big part of it, it's the planning, the budget, and the post-event follow-up. The number one thing is going to be the post-event follow-up. When that event is over, sending a handwritten note, thanking your vendors, thanking your people that supported you to make that event happen and to offset some of your expenses. Handwritten note, hopefully with a photo included, to each person that came, thanking them, telling them how great it was to see them, something personal. Oh my gosh, I can't believe how big your kids are. Your dog is adorable, whatever it is. Then a follow-up with every single person that said they would come but didn't show up. As Howard would say, come from a place of curiosity, not judgment. And then lastly, and this is really important, a follow-up again with everyone that you invited that never had the courtesy to even respond. Because if their email didn't bounce back, you have the right information. Parties are not about entertaining. It's about an excuse to reach out, engage with your clients, and have another touch. So take advantage of that. This is a form that's going to be a handout for the Speakeasy attendees that goes through just a simple way of who does what and when you're planning it for preparation and marketing and getting organized for client events. The devil is in the details. It's not super easy for you guys to see on Zoom, but you're going to get a copy of this because I handed it over to Amy and Tammy. So what is nice is just knowing what happens. And for those of you that are brokers and want to do it for your office, or team leaders or individual agents, it does not matter. You'll notice the first thing you do is review your CRM. Have any addresses changed? That makes you go through and go, oh my gosh, we have closings the last 2 months that we haven't updated our CRM because we've been so busy. It happens to all of us. We are on our CRM and our data like white on rice, and it doesn't matter. We still will have 1 or 2 things that get returned. Sometimes it's just the post office, but other times we go, how do we not know that this person passed away 2 months ago? How were we not there for the family? It happens, but this is a great way to clean your database as well. So with the client events, we also like to use Sly Broadcast. So if you've never used Sly Broadcast, it's like SlyDial, SLYdial.com. It's also an app, but it allows you to upload a CSV file to their website and reach hundreds of people with a single phone call. It bypasses their phone and goes straight to their voicemail. When used correctly and sparingly, it can be very effective. I think it's 10 cents a call for the first 500. So imagine being able to reach 500 people with a single message for $50. It's the cheapest thing I do. You cannot have it replace handwritten notes and personal touch. But if there is, I'm in a market that we have tornadoes, we have ice storms, we have flooding. When there's a major weather event in the community, it's a great way for me to reach out and just say, hey, we are out and about this weekend. Let me know how you're doing. If you have power, if you've lost power, if you have trees that are down, my team and I are here to help. Just call me. And you will be shocked, the people that call, because you're the only one that reached out to them. But also when you're having a client event, hey, just a quick reminder, we're gathering at Top Golf at our office. We're doing Santa, whatever it is. We'd love to see you. It's never too late to RSVP. So just ignore that. Shoot me a text if you want to come. We'd love to see you. Then you've created a call to action. And it is surprising how people will call you because they see a missed call. They don't recognize your number and they don't listen to the voicemail. But they're like, I just missed a call from this number. And because you have them on your contact list, you know exactly who it is. And you're like, oh, hey, Ron, it's Kim Cameron, your realtor. Oh, Kim, so good to hear from you. Thank you so much for calling. I haven't even listened to your message. You will be surprised. So Sly Broadcast used correctly can be a good thing. Here's what I want you to write down or spend time on. I want you to really focus on the weekly, monthly, quarterly, annual repeatables. What are those things that you can rinse and repeat consistently every single week? If you just add a few things each week, I call it and then some. What can you do with your already successful business and add just a few things each week, a few things each month, a few additional things each quarter, or change a few things. What else can you do for your business planning in 2025 that you can focus at a higher level that results in closed transactions and your bottom line? We are helping people, and those people pay for our family, they pay for a roof over our head, they pay for our retirement, college tuition, and so much more. So I want you to think about the what else in your business. What are you doing now that maybe you can add one or two additional things that isn't going to overtask you, your staff, or your brokerage? What is the what else in your business? So think about 2025 as being the what else. What else can I do? Or what are the things I've thought about doing that I haven't implemented? Or more accurate for realtors, what are the things I used to do that did gangbusters? And I don't know why I stopped. Maybe I should start doing it again. So start putting together your calendar. I like to lay out 12 months of blank calendars. Google it, you can print them. I put them on the conference room table and we plug in all the personal. When are the vacations, the major milestones, the weddings, the graduations? When is each individual team member going to be gone? When am I gone? Because I tend to teach a lot. I go to conferences. I know I have Star Power down for July next year. When am I going to be gone? Plug in travel and personal first. Then gain consensus from your team or yourself on what are the days of the week that I'm actually going to make phone calls. For me, I don't take clients or appointments on Mondays. Monday is when I'm dealing with whatever happened over the weekend, contracts, dealing with my team, but it's also my day. If I'm going to write notes, it's going to be Monday. If I'm going to hammer out some phone calls, it's going to be Monday. And that works for me. When are we going to do pop-bys? We don't like to do pop-bys when it's hot and humid in the summer. We're going to do them in January. We do a client event in January because I want to kick off the year thanking everybody from the prior year and my VIPs and my vendors and reminding them in January as we start a new year that we are referable and we rely on them and are so grateful that they never forget us and we really could use their help. It's a new year and we could use their help more than ever. If there's ever an opportunity that you come across somebody that's nice like you that might need help with real estate or any questions, we'd be so grateful if you'd make the connection. Group text is awesome. And that is really our pretty casual ask because people will help you. They will move mountains to help you if they actually know you need help. And we spend a lot of time on social media showing all the pretty and we don't show any of the ugly behind the scenes. Or you have those people that gripe and moan and groan about everything, but those aren't us. Those aren't the speakeasy people. So I want you guys to put some stuff down. If you've never done systemized pop-bys, schedule 4. If you do 1, that's 1 more than you did. Fail forward. Have some big bulbous plans, and it's okay if you don't make them. Look at some ways that you can enhance your productivity and some of what you're putting out there. Sharper Agent is a product I picked up 18 years ago, which is crazy, almost 19 years ago at NAR in New Orleans. So I guess 2006, so 18 years ago. And I desperately needed something to level up how our, buyer guides, seller guides looked at the time, thank you notes. It has 12-month, you can printing on demand, you can ask, outsource printing with Express Docs, or you can just do an email campaign for rent versus own, right sizing, downsizing. In the major markets, you're going to have the professional athletic teams, your major college markets, you're going to have the college teams as well with calendars that, again, you can print on demand, you can have outsourced printed if you like to do schedules for football, baseball, basketball, hockey, all those kinds of things. Soccer becoming big. Thank you notes, birthday cards, it's all there. So if you're looking for what I call and then some additional content, it's inexpensive. It's $39 a month. And if you pay for it on an annual basis, it's even less. So while I do love Canva, I don't always want to have to create it. The templates are great, but sometimes it's nice to just go, that looks good. I'm going to buy 20 of those. I'm going to print 50 of these. Their brochures are very easy to edit and create. If you want to put in your photo, you can do vertical or horizontal. You're not you're not stuck with just one or the other. And they have some nice templates. They do not have tabloid size, the large 11 by 17 that fold. They do not have any templates for that anymore. So I do those elsewhere. Lighter side of real estate, there's a place for everything. And sparingly, lighter side of the real estate can be fun. It's free. There's a paid version. I hear from agents that they really like to have the email templates so that they have a different format for different times a year. So check it out if you just want something a little bit different. I love of course I talk to myself. Sometimes I need expert real estate advice. I mean, we all talk to ourselves. Couple more things that I'm wrapping up. Giftcards.com is a fun, shameless plug. Those are my former Goldens, Fletch and Abby. It's a $25 minimum. You can put your client's photo from walkthrough, from closing on there. They might use the gift card, but you're going to have real estate in their wallet for a very long time because they're going to love that photo. You also can do a business account and have those branded to you, and it doesn't have to be just Visa. So that client that you don't know what to do, your office is too small to keep a whole repository of closing gifts, and you just want something simple and personal, this is a good option. And it's $25 minimum, and then the custom image is $5.95. Check out the business account for your business. You'll need your EIN number to set it up and approval, but it's kind of cool. William Dean Chocolates. If you have ever done something nice for me, you've probably received these. They are beautiful. And when you order their chocolates, whatever message I have is handwritten, inserted in the box before they shrink wrap it and send it on dry ice. Bill is out of Florida, I believe. And I love their chocolates. They're just really tasty and really pretty and a little bit special. So the bottom left is a box of 20. I think it's like 45 bucks. It might have gone up slightly. But it's a beautiful closing gift for a couple because you can expense $25 on your taxes per person for a couple. So $50 per closing. Thinking of you again, Starbucks cards, check it out. Old school never goes out of style. We've talked about equity evaluations. They're no longer CMAs, giving market updates, farming. This is what we create. We basically take the content from a CMA and I plug it into a cute little template that we created in Canva that just lets them know what's going on in the market. It's, hey, the market moves quickly and so does life. Hope your summer is wrapping up well for this one in August. And, I can't believe it's been X number of years since you purchased your home. Your home is performing nicely. That kind of thing. Farming, there are agents that do really high level farming. I am not one of them. I do what I call micro farming, which is neighborhoods with 60 homes that have been in their home for at least 25 years. So they are going to die or move into a nursing home. I love those because that boomer typically doesn't have a mortgage and there's a high level of need to sell. Those are my favorites. So we have 5 neighborhoods like that we farm, and we build up that farming neighborhood starting from having a listing and build those relationships. So they have seen our face multiple times before we start sending them stuff each month, and you'll start having 2 or 3 of those pop each year per neighborhood as you go. So that's a whole other Zoom. All right, so here's some of the goals I want you guys to have for 2025. I want you to think of 3 things. Who will be most impacted when you achieve your goals? Whether you're setting these in December 2024 or you're watching this 3 years later, who's going to be most impacted when you achieve? How would it feel if you made good changes and achieve the goals in the new year? How does it make you feel? Are you going to feel amazing? And by the way, if you don't achieve the goals, who's it going to impact the most? How does it impact the people you love? Because the reality is nobody's going to die because we don't sell enough real estate. But how can you truly impact your family? So let's put this all together. Here's what we got. First, I want you to review your numbers year over year. Know your expenses and how things are performing. I want you to put a date on the calendar each month to review your goals. Work on your plan. Making a goal and never reviewing it again is not effective. My first 5-year strategic plan I ever made in my business, I didn't look at it for 3 years after I wrote it. We all fail forward. I fail forward more than most. What marketing efforts are working for you? What are the improvement opportunities? Where can you level up and have fun doing it? I want you guys to start time blocking more. Time block for the weekly 35. Pick a day that if you're a morning person, knock that out early. If you're an evening person, same thing. I want you guys to have a lot more fun, and I want you to milk your sphere of influence and your database at a higher level with consistency. Dive into your client events. Have one more in 2025 than you had in 2024. If you've never had one, find someone that's good at it. Partner with your broker. Get your best vendor partners. Find your lender, your title company, your closing attorney, your home warranty person, your staging company. Who is helping you be the most successful? And get together with them. You need a referral pipeline, and client parties and events are the best way to do it. Schedule time monthly to review your numbers. Keep that overhead low and your profitability high. When you look at agents that have longevity in this business, they keep their debt services low so that they're more profitable in strong years in real estate. More than anything, just have fun. It's really easy to get bogged down with all the clutter and the noise in real estate. I want you guys to have fun again. So this is me. I am a realtor first. I am so excited that Amy and Tammy invited me to be on your speakeasy. This is my contact information. I love to share. And yes, that is my first headshot. Real estate ages you so quickly. So with that being said, just thank you so much. Happy holidays, everyone. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah. I think we've got Christmaka. We got an overlay this year. And just thank you for having me here. Do we have any questions? You guys are pretty
If
good.
there are no questions, Kim, I would just like to thank you from the bottom of mine and Amy's faraway heart right now.
Hey, hi.
But we'd like to thank you for doing this in December, and the information was fabulous. There was some
Really great.
Yeah.
Really great.
Fabulous.
I've been doing a little bit longer than you, 54 years. And I love
I'm
the
not even
stuff.
54.
I know. Don't be a smartass. You were doing okay. I already
I think
told
Ron
you.
just cut me out of the will.
I already told you my son's 56.
No, but I thought you were lying.
I love you. The other thing too that you can do is you can do smaller get-togethers, and you can do it as little as 4 people, 3 people. You're doing that. But if you want to do a big event, 20 people, it's not that hard. But if you start out trying to do 100 or 150, you're going to kill yourself.
Yeah, we don't do more than 75 because when they get really big, we don't have any quality time with a single
Yeah,
individual
you can't.
there. Your ability to have conversations and really go deep and build those relationships for us goes by the wayside. And I know people that do really well with them and massive events. That's not our style, and it's not the vibe of my tribe.
And the other thing is invite people that like each other. And when I say that, I mean, you know, vendors that are very, very engaging. I know people that are very engaging, may not even be a customer, but would do very well within a part. And so you got 2 or 3 people that maybe aren't clients.
I have,
Thank you,
it's funny you
Ron.
say that, Ron. I have 2 people I invite to every event. One is one of my
Yes.
oldest friends. I talk to her every day.
Yep.
She works the room. The other is a good realtor friend with a competing company in our market. But we go to each other's client events and we work the room and go, oh my gosh, you know, Kim will never tell you how amazing she is, because I work with a lot of realtors. This is what I have the vendors say. You know, I work with a lot of realtors, but you know, she's the best. So if you have any friends or questions about real estate or thinking of making a move, you should only send them to Kim. So when your lender says that, your title company, your home warranty, your staging company, all of your vendors that are at your events start selling you through at the event. When the appraisal comes in, 5,000 above asking price, you know, Ron will never tell you how great he is, but he did a phenomenal job helping negotiate this offer for you. And now you have 5,000 instant equity. So if you come across friends or family that are nice like
Good
you, that are
stuff.
thinking of making a move, only refer them to Ron. He's the best, and I work with a lot of realtors. Like teaching your vendors to help hunt for you rather than just gathering opportunities that we feed. You
Right,
gotta teach others to
exactly.
hunt.
One other
Cool.
quick thing, because it hit a home run. I had the title company, we had a situation where we had to close on Thursday last week. My client, we weren't supposed to close until the 19th. My client lives in Chicago. The buyer lives in Texas. Told the title company Wednesday afternoon. They managed to get the notary there. They got it. We funded on Friday. I took them, there's 5 in their office. I took them an Italian lunch that came from a really classy restaurant and dropped it off yesterday.
Nice.
So you can't do enough for those people ever.
No, take care of them. We've got closings this week. They're all getting some love from us.
Yeah,
So absolutely. I mean, clients come and go, but those relationships that help this machine run and help make our lives easier, they're golden.
for sure. Appreciate you so
Thanks
much.
for your comments,
Kim.
Ron. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Kim. We appreciate you and your time that you took to spend with us today. And for those of you that came on a little bit late, we did record this and we will put it into your club membership in the Speakeasy section so that you can go back and listen to it, because there was some fabulous ideas from Kim.
Really.
So, Kim, we thank you and happy holidays to everyone. And we'll see you in 2025.
Sounds good. Happy holidays.
Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah.
Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Take care, everybody.
You bet.